All right, I think we are live and ready to go. 1 second, guys. I'm just not getting the notification from YouTube that everything is good to go. Streaming here. Why is this not showing up? 1 second, trying to figure out some things. Okay, now I got the green light. Now I see myself. Okay, now I know it's working. I wasn't sure it was working before. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the live stream where we first review the watch list, then we trade the market open day. Open every day. Sorry about that. Hope everyone had a good Wednesday. Today's already Thursday. This week is absolutely flying by. It's the 27th of February and it's 9:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm a little behind schedule, which means we got another 10 minutes before the market opens at 9:30. We typically wrap up trading around 10:30. Yesterday we went even past 11 a little bit. Don't usually like doing that, just because I get a little loopy at that point in time. So typically the live stream is about 90 minutes. Definitely check out the video description below for some FAQs. I've been noticing more and more questions that are all in there, so give that a gander. Yeah, let's get to it. Sorry for being a little delayed today. Luke selling at 0.9 last night, last minute before the market closed. You know, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, holding overnight on a lot of these small caps is pretty risky, but TNXP was a special case because it was the first green day, big runner, big news, big macro news on the topic. So it was an interesting pick. While at the same time, you know, VVPR, which also looked like a potential good overnight, absolutely got crushed. So you just never really know. It's a bit of a coin toss, but I think in the recap video today, I want to make a little bit of a section about holding overnight, but I still need to think about that. All right, just reading all your guys' comments. Interesting stuff. I have no idea yet about any potential entries on AHPI, so I'm going to be reviewing those now. Just really quickly, let's quickly review what the market's doing, just to give that a quick check. I usually don't do that, but I found, you know, it's always kind of nice to know what the market's most likely going to do in the morning, and it is pulling back a little bit. So the SPY is around 305 right now, so it's going to be a little bit of a gap down, probably a little bit of a red morning. Just keep that in mind. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. Honestly, when I ran the scanner this morning, I was super overwhelmed. There was so much stuff going on our scanner. And we had over 30 stocks, and typically we don't have that many. And a lot of these were former runners. Almost all these tickers we've seen before. I mean, it's actually kind of funny that we're going through one of those phases where there's not too much new stuff. It's all kind of biotechs, science, or medical supplies, drug companies. It's been such a hot sector lately. I see your comment, Keith. Yeah, VVPR. Okay, so let's get started. And again, I had a really hard time picking out the top gappers, but let's just start with TNXP. This was a lead runner. This was the lead or secondary gapper from yesterday. Pulled back to around 0.9 yesterday, and then just absolutely crushed it, up about 100% since then. This is really good fun to watch this one, and I'm actually kind of surprised that it broke out of here. This was another 18-20% run, right around 1.8. There's big resistance, so I was thinking that maybe we wouldn't see a breakout till a little bit past, maybe after the market opened or something like that. I don't believe there's any new news on it. Let me quickly go ahead and check that. Let's pull up the long-term chart as well. Yeah, so first big green day yesterday. News on it, biggest move. No. Top 5 stocks to watch. Oh, that's interesting. Right next to Microsoft and JCPenney. That's APT, the close protection stuff. BBY, I don't remember what they do. Interesting. A lot of these stocks that we're trading. So yesterday came out with good quarterly results. And they had news on that they were developing a coronavirus vaccine. I think it was even a collaboration collaboration for potential coronavirus vaccine. So yeah, they're kind of up on micro and macro news. Everything in the kind of medical space is absolutely exploding. So that's really good for TNXP. Not to mention they're small. The float is absolutely tiny. What was that? I think we were talking about it yesterday. Yeah, 21.66 million. The market cap has gotten a lot bigger. So 11 million, and I think they're closer to 21 million right now. And actually with this market gap, with this pre-market gap, I'd probably even say like closer to 50, but still everything looking really good with TNXP. I think today could be another big runner for it. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy him out of the gate, but I will watch him here, maybe to a quick pullback back to this former support area or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and kind of see what I want to do with that. We're going to be trading with about $1,200 position size. So I don't know, what would that be? That would be about like 800 shares, I believe. So let's say we wanted to enter at, I don't know, 1.8. A little aggressive. So maybe a little closer to 700, I'll say. 7,000. And then just back that up 3. Yeah, cool. Let me make sure everything is going right. TNXP, 104% pre-market. Sorry, guys. There's a lot for me to catch up on the chat room. But yeah, good stuff here. You guys absolutely killed it yesterday. I'll go ahead and see if we could squeeze in CODX as well. I just really want to quickly talk about, where is it, AHPI. And again, guys, there's a lot of top gappers. So just because AHPI and TNXP are the ones I'm looking at does not mean that they are the best gappers. There's tons of good stuff running out there, and I'm sure I'm going to miss tons of good moves today. But again, it's just, it's really hard to focus on many things. Plus, I only have really one trading screen and a laptop that's not that fast. So, already streaming YouTube usually is enough. And if I open a second screen, that's when I have some big issues. AHPI, this one's looking pretty good too. So 15 million market cap, 4 million shares outstanding with a float of 1.5. That's crazy. Perfect. Medical appliances and equipment company. It's a US company. Let's see here. News, penny stocks to watch after coronavirus comments. The problem with this one, it has that I'm aware of, it has no micro news, so news specific to the company, which makes me a little bit skeptical because we had a big run on it already. This could just be a total sympathy play, and most likely is. So we'll see. I don't know. This one kind of has to prove itself. What I did do is I put alerts kind of across the board on so many of these different stocks that we have today. So we'll see, we'll see what's got the most volume. We'll see what has the most percentage gain, and then we'll kind of, focus on that. With what I do like about AHPI is the fact that it broke above 5.3. So it ran all the way up to a 7 point something. So that's really, really good. We don't know what the top is for this. This could just keep on running. And that's kind of why I'm interested about it. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert here. So if we start breaking higher, this could be a nice pullback back to 550 or something like that. And what were you guys looking at again? I got to take a deep breath. CODX. This one, $631 million volume from the day before. Absolute explosion. This is already up on its 3rd green day. Today's going to be its 4th green day, which makes me a little bit shaky about it. Let's check out the long-term chart. Also at all-time highs. Kind of reminds me what AHPI could be. That's why I'm a little bit more interested in AHPI. This one's a little bit above my ideal price range. Has a direct offering, $9 a share. A little bit sketchy with that direct offering. That means the company's trying to take advantage of the high price right now. So I don't know. I would be probably a little bit skeptical. I think it could pull back a little bit. I don't think I'm going to be watching CODX out of the gate, and I'd probably be taking profits already at this point. I find the news on ThinkorSwim or Finviz, or sometimes I do just Google it. All right, guys, we got another 15 seconds till the market opens. Good luck, everyone. I'm going to be looking at TNXP out of the gates, and I might switch to AHPI if we pull closer to $5, but it's going to be a tough one. A lot of stuff moving today, guys. Just stay calm and collected. Here we go. A little bit of coffee. TNXP already at the high at 198. One of the lead gappers, TNXP. Whew, so much volume, guys, today in the small caps. We haven't seen this kind of volume in quite some time. Pulling back a little bit here. 1.8 is going to be big support. Let's kind of just watch this a little bit. This could be a big runner right out of the gates. Mind you, it's already up pre-market about 100%. Absolutely on fire. Big sellers and big buyers. This is going to be a tough one. APT, lead gapper as well, NVAX. AHPI, guys, getting close to the 550. I'm actually, okay, so it's holding its area, but big selling volume on the first candle. Want to be a little bit cautious there, but it is holding this area. AHPI, keeping a close eye on it. Wow, there's so much stuff going on. Felt a little bit rushed this morning. I have an alert if TNXP breaks over $2. VXRT is breaking up right now. Nice big move higher and then pulled back very quickly. This could just keep on running. Looks really good. TNXP is definitely the lead gapper with the volume. NVAX pulling back a little bit. I do feel like TNXP is a bit overextended. Maybe it would be nice if it formed a little bit of a bottom before we entered it, or had a nice breakout and maybe pull back to 2 or something like that. Yeah, I feel you, Corey. Days like today, sometimes I'd like to take an extra step back and just kind of focus on maybe one thing at a time. TNXP still has a lot of my attention, but definitely a lot of selling there at 190. A little bit of a resistance coming in here. Opening volume. Biggest volume on the sell volume so far, so a little bit cautious there. Let's quickly pull up to AHPI. Also looks really good, right around $6. Much better volume wise. Found big support here at 5.57. That's actually kind of where I wanted to trade it. Let's see if we can actually get a little pullback here. I like this one. I like the way it's moving. A little bit more than TNXP. I think TNXP could use a little bit longer time. I also feel like my computer is a little bit lagged at the moment as well. AHPI, ripping. Markets are red, guys. Keep an eye on them for that. Negative 2% kind of across the board. Big buying volume on AHPI. I'm going to put a limit order here just in case we have a nice little pullback. I like what I'm seeing. This could break higher. VXRT. This was, so far out of the gates, this was the best runner, and I probably should have switched my attention to it when we broke higher here and had that quick pullback. Kind of missed this one. So far, it looks really good. 320, a lot of sellers, but it just broke right through it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have no delays set up anywhere, so I'm not sure, Chrome, how to fix that issue. VXRT is absolutely ripping it. I want to be following this one a little bit closer. Would probably enter with about 400 shares. Let's see if we can get another pullback here, maybe form a flag pattern. I think it was just halted, no? Nice breakout higher here above VWAP. I mean, 180-day moving average, sorry about that. $5 is going to be some big resistance. I think it could definitely break up to $5 today. 351, also some resistance. So VXRT was just halted. It should be resuming at 940.33. So let's keep an eye out for that one. Wow, there's so much moving today. We've had so many slow weeks that I honestly just am not even used to this anymore. AHPI was also paused to volatility. Nice call, Corey. Thanks for sharing that. TNXP, big drop. Watch out with these big drops, especially on these low floats, especially with something that's already up, 100% pre-market. That's really, really aggressive, and sometimes you can get halted. And there's nothing worse than trying to do a support line bounce on a halted stock and then all of a sudden being in the halt on the way down. It's very aggressive and not a fun place to be. Big bounce though off of 1.6. I think I would actually buy TNXP as it pulled back to 1.5, especially if it broke 1.5 and lost a lot of the momentum, the selling momentum. I'm gonna be a little cautious with it for now. CODX, this was the big runner, having some issues. This is why I don't like buying those, third, fourth big green days. There's gonna be shorts waiting on all fronts. This thing ran up to 21 bucks and then just got absolutely destroyed. So let's see what happens. There could be a lot of shorts in this play. I'd be careful. AHPI. This is the one I wanted. It's kind of annoying. What was that? 650 or 550? That's what I was looking at. 575. That's kind of a painful. Just like SLS. This is just like SLS that we missed. This one should be opening up in about a minute 15 seconds. TNXP at 174, VXRT. Let's check out this one. So this is going to be tough. So AHPI is going to be unhalted, and then for in the next minute, VXRT is going to get unhalted. Is anybody in one of these trades? If you guys are, super amazing. I'm super happy for you. Little healthy pullback on NVAX. This one could keep ripping higher here. I'm going to be focused on AHPI right now. We're about to go open again with it. I have 200 potential shares ready to go. Markets are red, but they're not falling much more. Here we go. $725 is the breakout point. 669. This one's moving a little bit sporadically. Check out that pre-market chart. Just a little bit, kind of a little bit sporadic. Pulling back here a little bit. Five-minute setup could be right around 6.3, 6.4. AHPI breaking out right now. I'm going to throw up VXRP just for a second. Quick pullback this one had. Whew, ferocious. Big buyers at 71. $71 getting chipped away. This might get halted on the way down. $67 buyers coming in. %24 pullback. That's really, really aggressive. See if we can get an entry here at 65. Up 10%. I think we missed this little pullback here. Gonna move up to 75. Looking for a bounce here. AHPI absolutely ripped. It got halted again. 16%. We probably could have snagged that one. I was being a little too conservative. I think we just missed the VXRT bounce. Ah, that's so unfortunate. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on. I guess I couldn't really focus on any one, so a little bit my fault on that one. Huge opportunities. Should have been probably more aggressive with with AHPI. I think that was the one I was really interested in. So yeah, I should have just been more aggressive with it. Yeah, TNXP, I don't think it really has any new news today, at least from what I was checking. So I'd be a little bit cautious with it. I was waiting for maybe a bigger pullback to maybe 1.5. Let's see what we get. Definitely found some support at 1.6. This could definitely keep high and breaking higher. I mean, it's holding this area well. but it is kind of struggling out of the gates. Big buyers at 1.8. Those buyers just get chipped away so fast. I'm going to move this alert down. And again, I'm waiting for TNXP to maybe break 1.6. It's 9:45 a.m., 15 minutes since the market opened. I have not made any trades yet. I've kind of missed a few big moves, which is fine. I think VXRT was a big move that I missed. It was kind of obvious, I think. But I didn't enter because I was nervous it was going to get halted on the way down because this thing ran 20%. It probably should have been halted. I see a lot of reasons for it to actually have been halted. So that's why I was a little bit more cautious with it. Let's see if we can see some sort of setup forming. I would like to definitely jump on it again. Maybe we could form somewhat of a base here at 2.6. AHPI, careful over 8. Yeah, I feel the same way. I got an order at 2.63 with VXRT for now. I want to watch the open with AHPI. Which should be in about a minute. No, actually less. Should be in 3 seconds. That's obvious. Pulling back a little bit, AHPI. It does have clear skies ahead, though. I do like that. There might be a lot of people that bought on the halt that were not able to get out yet with the proper volume. So let's kind of keep an eye out for this one. So much ripping today. It's just been absolutely insane out here. Nice little VWAP bounce. Woo, we just hit 60 likes. I think that, I mean, 60 viewers. I think that's the first time for us. Really, really cool, guys. It's super fun trading with everyone. Today is a little hectic of a day, so I apologize for me not being maybe as clear-minded, but it's good fun. All right, AHPI, guys, ripping back to the upside. 11% bounce just now. Really nice move. Could even get halted again. I'm going to really look for an entry here on AHPI. Seems like there's some really big support in this area. I'm going to wait a little bit more for a maybe a 5-minute pattern to form. We have a bit of a pullback here, A, B, C, D. So an ABC pattern potentially forming. Keith, APDN taking off, and IBIO. So many things taking off. I'm not even checking the scanners to see if we missed anything yet because there's just so much moving. I'm going to remove my VXRT order for now. I was hoping for a secondary pullback would be a little bit quicker. I think VXRT could be a great breakout trade coming up here. I typically don't like to trade these pennants though. It's kind of like APT yesterday. We do have a nice bottom at 2.6. VRX could be breaking out. Big volume coming in here with AHPI. Let's see if we can get a potential entry on it. IBIO. Was that just halted on the way down? Ooh, super dangerous. Nice move so far. This is what I was worried about with which one was that? VXRT. That's why I didn't trade that big bounce on it. VXRT breaking up. Not a big fan of pennant patterns. A lot of selling volume. Could break higher though. Big resistance at 3. 3.5. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious. I feel like the market's a little bit all over the place and it's really easy to get on the wrong side of a trade today. This is kind of a textbook classic pennant pattern and I just don't like them. Yup, AHPI breaking up at 7.8 right now. This is the one with no news, but absolutely killing it. Looks like it's about to break 8. This is a 1 minute pullback after a 5 minute breakout. Let's see if we can get an entry here. Got an entry on AHPI. We had a 5-minute breakout with a 1-minute pullback. One of my favorite kind of setups. Volume on this one. The only thing I'm a little nervous about is the fact that the catalyst isn't really there. So let's see what happens. I want to see a break past 8. That's my goal. Big selling volume just came in here. Holding the high is okay. A little slower though. I'm going to go exit this trade for a small loss, and I'll tell you why. It's 3:56, or it's 9:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's one of my least favorite times for potential breakouts, and I'm not going to lie, I forgot about that when I entered the trade. I do like the setup, and maybe I got out too early. I don't know. It's a tough call. I'm not going to lie. That was a really tough call. I just went ahead and said, you know what? If this pulls back, I'm going to be much more upset than if this breaks out. So that's why I got out. Guess we got out at the right time. And yeah, so. All right. SADXYZ, that's a crazy name. What's up, Noah David? Happy to have you on the channel and super awesome that you're enjoying this. I hope you become a legendary day trader one day. CODX skyrocketed. Whoo, yeah, it did. 16.56. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be touching CODX and APT, but who knows? Maybe it's going to be a giant mistake for me not to. I don't know. I'm a bit more risk averse today, just because everything's all over the place, and I don't want to buy into greed or something like that. And I felt like AHPI was a good setup, but I did not look at the time, and I do not like trading those 10 o'clock breakouts. I don't know why, but I've had a bad track record with them, even on a good setup. So we could do one more trade today. It's a little bit unfortunate getting out of a trade because you only have one left. But the cool part is that P&L, 420, not too bad. All right, HIM, AIM. I feel actually I feel pretty good about that. It was a quick call, but I feel good. I'm still looking for TNXP to pull back to maybe 1.5. Oh, I totally forgot about this. I just thought about it on the live recap today. I got a little treat to show you guys. It's a little insane on the recap video, so later today. But it has to do with TNXP on a different account of mine. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, honestly, today you can make a lot of money, but you can lose a lot of money. And that's kind of the mindset I came in with. Like, I need to just really focus on my risk management today because I think that's going to be the hardest thing today. TNXP, 165, pulling back. Getting chipped away. AHPI, I can't believe it got halted. I would be crying right now. Oh my Lord. VXRT, check out this pennant pattern breakout. This is why I do not trade pennant patterns. I would have been all over the place emotionally. Pulls back here, consolidates. I don't know what's going on. Always just a choppy setup. All right, guys, can we get at least one good trade today? After yesterday, totally butchering everything. We ended green, but I traded so bad yesterday. TNXP, I think I'm waiting for a pullback here. Although I really want to be trading breakouts, but hey, good bounces are on the horizon. Between 1.4 and 1.5, there's tremendous support. We had a big 15% pullback here. If we had another 15% pullback, that would land us around 150. I'm not sure if we're going to get such an aggressive pullback though. Looks like it's going to bounce back, maybe retest 1.75, retest VWAP, which in theory should be new resistance, and maybe keep on pulling back. I don't know. It's super tough to say with TNXP. I'm not seeing any clear setups. I actually really like the AHPI setup. I thought it was super sweet. Everything was there. But this time did not work. I would probably buy a double bottom right around 5.8. Although I don't want to bore you guys with support bounces. But that's just, you know, I can't tell the market what we should get, you know. I have not even ran the scanner yet for anything new going on, which is rare. So let me quickly go ahead and run the aftermarket open scanner. ChemDog, APT compared to AP AHPI. I'll do that. Let me quickly look at the scanner first. One that we're not looking at is GCAP. Nice dollar volume, GCAP. Why am I not looking at this one? Oh, that's why. It was, I'm gonna put this off my scanner. It was, it has a merger or something like that. It's basically fixed at $6. Did you give up on? No, I trade crypto every day. I have I even come out with a video every day as well in the morning with Anthony to answer your question. I love crypto. AHPI, oh God, there's, Jesus, you guys are. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Just pulling back here. You know what? I think today we might really look for some support line bounces. CODX and APT, both of these, I had a really strong feeling that, you know, they might try to run up in the morning, but then just, you know, pull back. And that, you know, those 1 minute breakouts are really not my favorite thing to be looking for. If this thing pulls back to maybe 15 or something like that, I would love to get aggressive on this, or even like 12. 12 could be such a nice support line bounce. The XRT pulling back. Whew, I was so close to pulling the trigger on VXRT. AHPI is pulling back as well. We all love crypto. Yeah, well, except Warren Buffett. 6. Let's see here, 5.73. If we break $6 and the volume starts fading, I would probably jump in with AHPI. I only have one trade left, so I have to make it count. Remember, AHPI had no news today. I think this could really just be a short squeeze that it had. I missed the trade at 5.7. I need to get more aggressive in those first 3 to 4 minutes. I almost called these potential setups every time out. Either, I don't know if I even say it verbally, but I think it, I'm like, okay, this is the exact trade I want. 5, pull back, biggest runner of the day, blam, and then rips 30%. SLS ripped 40. I think it even ripped 50%, and I absolutely missed it. It's ridiculous. There could be AHPI is probably about to pull back to VWAP, 7%. Let's see what happens here. It needs a breather. That's a big dip it's already taken. We're not trying to make, we're not trying to squeeze a trade in where there's a 7% possibility of upside. we want, 10, 20% upside and then taking a chunk of that. Taking a chunk of 7%, it's not really what we're looking for. Not to mention, I think we have some downside at 6% where, I don't know. It's a bit of a 1-to-1 risk reward. I don't know, maybe 1.5, 1 to 1.5. I don't know. That's a tough call. The everyday life. Honestly, how do I deal with the delay on TOS? I don't. I kick and scream. I get so annoyed with some of the trades that we have that are delayed with TOS. It's not a good feeling, and I hope they fix it. I had a pre-market trade today actually on another account, not our $25,000 challenge account. It did not work. I could not get out of the trade, and I'll review that in the recap video. So if you're new here, definitely don't forget to subscribe. I see a lot of new viewers today, so I hope you guys will join me this afternoon. But yeah, TOS is messing with my trades and my soul. Look at VIX. This is the only thing going up the market. VIX, the VIX. Yeah, up 20%. I see it. I see it out of the corner of my eye. I have the VIX and a lot of the other indicators right here. Everything's going down today. I'm selling off really aggressively. AHPI is inching its way down as well. We might see that VWAP bounce anytime soon here. This trade at $6 was kind of attractive. I probably should have jumped on this one. At about 6.16, it wasn't that attractive, but at 6, it was looking pretty good. I need to stop talking. The markets have slowed down just a touch, which is really nice. Breath of fresh air. VXRT could be a really good secondary play here. Long-term chart, this thing's got a nice amount of upside. I would say to 3.5, and if it could break 3.5, we might see VXRT all the way at $4 today. Big volume coming in. Just no news. This is all macro plays. These are all just up because everyone's freaking out. Same here, Corey. Yeah, the everyday life. I feel you. It's a huge problem. They're gonna lose a lot of clients. They're also lucky because they have some of the best software for free, right? So it's kind of like this. What do you do? It's a tough call. TNXP. I see you, Luke. Somebody's still trying for TNXP. So it's 10:08. It's an interesting time to be trading. TNXP kind of breaks above here a little bit. That's usually a really good sign. Breaking back above VWAP. Really, really good sign. If it starts building up some momentum here, I might even enter it myself. 1.8 might be getting chipped away here soon. This is really where I wish I had maybe 3 trades today. VXRT off of VWAP. I'm watching TNXP right now off of VWAP. Yeah, I think ChemDog. I think that was a pretty good trade, honestly. Oh, 183 doesn't sound too early. It sounds just about right. It's actually like a perfect little dip. TNXP pulling up. I mean VXRP, TNXP as well. Interesting bounce here. AHPI doing the VWAP pullback. VXRT. Solid little bounce. 5-minute chart looks pretty good. Little hammer candle. $3 getting chipped away right now. Nice, Will. I'm super happy to hear that. I really like what VXRT is doing. There's definitely going to be some resistance at 315. I think this one might take a little bit longer to actually fully break out, so I'm just going to kind of keep watching it here. It was a nice move before. I think we still have a little bit of time to enter this trade. Looks really good. AHPI 6.3, pulled nice little bounce off of $6. I think this one, the pullback is not over yet though. I wouldn't check out the volume down here. It's basically non-existent. Just be a little careful. VXRT at the 315. Nice volume building up as well. Ooh, this is getting tricky. I would love to do one more trade today. TNXP held this kind of area very well. I think TNXP could be a potential breakout as well. It's quiet, too quiet. 184, seeing some resistance here. $184 on TNXP looks quite strong. Strong in terms of lots of sellers. Doesn't look like it's going to break just yet. Gonna keep watching it. Could break. VXRT, guys. This one's looking really strong. Kind of inching its way up here. Maybe I'm going to be able to do an entry on it. I'm looking for about 400 shares. See if we can get a little bit of a pullback here. I like the 5-minute breakout. Nice hammer candle formed. I think VXRT could just be a little bit longer of a play, in all honesty. I don't know. It's moving a little bit slow. TNXP is trying really hard. It tried really hard to break out of the 85. Found some resistance. Big runner from yesterday. Could still really move today. I think the AHPI trade-off is $6 was pretty compelling, but I couldn't get myself to do it. I think there might be another dip in here. It's hard to say. Or we're going to see AHPI pull back above, 670, pull back above VWAP, and maybe break above 7. And it could look really good as well. But just remember, there's no news on AHPI. But there's actually not a lot of news on many of these things. I got to say, the XRT looks really good. It's kind of just constantly pulling up. Yep. I feel you, Dog. I'm being also a little bit more cautious on it for that exact reason. Keith, heard there was some kind of huge sell-off everywhere. I think when you mean everywhere, you mean the general indexes, right? I'm actually a little surprised we somehow missed a lot of the moves today. When there was so much going on, I kind of just set my mind to, I want to be cautious today. I'll probably take it a little bit slower, which paid off, especially with the AHPI when that pullback happened. That was really, really, that would not be a fun pullback to be stuck in. I think VXRT has tons of potential upside still left in it. It just needs to break past 3.4, maybe 4. I wouldn't really feel comfortable buying this break for some reason, though. Jeremy, there's nothing wrong with being on the sideline. That's all I got to say. A day you don't trade at all is still better than a red day. As long as you watch the markets and you're able to take away some good lessons. Yeah, TNXP at 1.78. Big sellers at 319. Nice, that's always a good feeling. Will with AIM. Let's check it out really quickly. AIM formed a really nice base. That's very true. It's already 419 or 1019. Ay. What are we gonna get here? AIM has the potential to absolutely rip. Recent reverse split. Has many big runs. Doesn't really hold its high well, but still looks pretty good. I like the low price, makes it a little less attractive to short it. There was an Access Wire article about it today. Biotech, small float, 7 million float. Not that much volume in it, but you know, it had a nice move pre-market, kind of finding its bottom here. It's really, really solid stuff. 77%. I might actually go long AIM. Tesla under 675. Yeah, I actually like AIM as well. Kind of holding this big support area, pulled back, bounced off of it really nicely. A little less overextended than some of the other ones. AI, VXRT is still looking pretty good though. TNXP really having troubles at this 1.8 area. Kind of losing a lot of volume. This is tough. I'm a little undecided right now what I want to trade. I don't see maybe a perfect setup. I see a little bit less risk with AIM at the moment. So that's kind of why I like it as well. 1.65 could be a nice little entry. 167 getting chipped away here. AHPI also looks really good in terms of, you know, pulling back to some bigger support. And actually, this might be the trade I want to go for. Just don't want to get this halted. You know what? I hate buying support bounces into halts. It is absolutely the worst thing ever. I don't know. Whew, good thing we did not enter this one. VXRT pulling back a little bit here. AIM looks really good. 1.68, 1.69. $1.7 getting chipped away. Could be a really good entry here. 'What I'm looking for with AIM is a bit more to form a solid 5-minute pattern. I was thinking about buying the 1.7 breakout as it was getting chipped away. I really don't like buying things around this time as they approach VWAP. I would like them to break out from VWAP, pull back a little bit before I enter them. But here we go. It looks like it's still running up. This could be a really good trade with AIM. Still watching VXRT as well. Whoever bought at the 64 to 60 or to 0.7, really nice move on that one. This is looking good. Big resistance, 175, but we're breaking through it. I'm going to wait for AIM to prove itself a little bit more and then look for a good setup. 180 is some major resistance. Whew, look at those sellers at 180. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. With the AHPI risk management, it's just the fact that the hold is really sketchy. But it was already halted twice. Looks like this 1.8 is about to break through. Really nice. Big momentum kind of building up here with AIM. This is definitely tough to try to figure out what to trade. I'm interested to see how far AHPI pulls back. Nice move with AIM. CODX, yeah, still holding that high is really well, 18.4. It's actually quite impressive. I didn't think CODX would hold at the highs as well as it is. Quite an interesting play with AIM. Let's watch AHPI for a second here. It just got unhalted. I want to kind of watch how this one performs a little bit. Be very careful with dip buying these halted ones. Nice bounce here. Yeah, the reward is definitely there. I love the $5 support area. 550. I mean, this thing screams everything I would typically want to trade. Really nice 6% bounce already on it. AIM is pulling back a little bit. Wow, today somehow I managed to miss a lot of moves. But I also managed to avoid some risk, so I'm happy about that. TNXP holding the highs really well in this area. Some big buyers finally coming in here. Check out that order book. That's really impressive. TNXP finally cracked. Wow. That was impressive. Little bounce, I didn't mess with it. Yeah, I didn't mess with it either. Actually, little bounce, that was a freaking 70-cent bounce. That was really impressive. Did it get halted again? Man, this stock is just all over the place. Really nice bounce. I would have loved that trade. Just really hard to control that one, the way it's moving. I think AIM is still really interesting, kind of building up some momentum here. Not that much selling volume either. I might even go long AIM. I think this is the one I've been looking at for quite some time. I really like what I'm seeing. That 1.8 area is kind of sketchy. But a lot more buying volume than selling volume. Yeah, interesting observation. $1.8. This could be the break. IBIO had that really nice pullback, didn't it? If IBIO holds this area and starts crawling up, I think it could break again the high. I don't know. I don't see a perfect trade right now, but I do like the support it hit. This thing could really start pulling back up. AAM has just constantly big resistance here, but it's broken through it many times. A lot of buying volume slowly crawling in. $1.8 getting chipped away. Good morning, Shane. All the way in Dubai. Let's see if we can get a good trading opportunity in here in the next 15 minutes or so. Otherwise, I probably won't do a trade, which is totally fine. But it's kind of crazy to, do a whole day like today without having a big trade. But we had that one with AHPI, and it was good that we closed out early. So don't need to risk anything. The XRT has been kind of looking interesting. Yeah, I appreciate it. I actually like Netflix originals. They're pretty good. So I take it as a big compliment. I'm not gonna lie, guys, this coffee is knocking. Check out that bounce on AHPI. It just pulls back, gets halted, bounces up, gets halted. Oof. What is going on? I don't know. I'd be all over the place if I was trading AHPI. I don't like the fact that it's getting halted so much. AIM could really pull up higher here. I'll be right back. This coffee is a little too much. You. Now I can drink all the coffee I want. A little bit of water. Can't have my teeth get any more yellow. It's not okay. In Europe, it's fine. In America, it's looked down upon. 176. I'm not gonna lie, AIM has been a little intense lately. It's tricky to trade this one. Consolidating under big resistance at 1.8 is just, it's scary stuff. But if it breaks out, you know, this thing could really run. But you've seen that big sellers at 1.8. Sellers taking over a little bit. 178. And buyers came right back in though. TNXP also having some issues. VXRT is actually looking pretty interesting because it had this little dip back to 3, which if you guys remember, we had that limit order right here. So we would have been executed if I just left that limit order. Something to think about. AIM pulling back as well a little bit. We would have been in this trade at 296 is when we had the limit order. So we'd be up about 2%, but at the same time, I don't know if I would be super comfortable with this just because of that sell volume that we had on it. AIM, quite an interesting pick. The market definitely chilled out a little bit. Although I wasn't running the scanner that much, and we might have missed some big moves, which I'm not denying. Like, there's a good chance we did. IBIO, I know you guys were talking about it quite a bit. Does look kind of good in this area. VWAP held the highs pretty well, or held the lows. Really aggressive sell-off. What kind of run was that pre-market? It's up 180% since yesterday. That first pullback right here and found support of 0.5. That would have been the ticket with IBIO. I love those kind of pullbacks. We missed it on IBIO, and we missed it on AHPI. Those are annoying for me to miss. I think those bother me the most because they're kind of obvious. I love obvious trades because there's a lot of people looking at them. CBLI, hard dip after a nice rally. I like the sound of that. 40% run too. Really big support right above 4. Good point, Keith. It's going to give today a little bit longer, but so far no luck. But I was a little bit too cautious in the morning, and I had the right amount of caution, I would say, the rest of the day. But in the morning, that would have been the ticket. That would have been the time to get aggressive, because in the morning, everything was really hot. Everyone wanted to trade. So, you know, those first 15 minutes, that was really where the opportunity was. And the rest of the day, I mean, there's tons of opportunity as well. It was just probably a lot easier to get on the wrong side of some of these trades. So I'm happy that I was a little bit more cautious the rest of the day. But yeah, buyer exhaustion across the board. Yeah, Paul, that's a really good way to put it. I'd be careful with CBLI. Let's see what we get on it. I really like the 420 area. Could be a nice 300 share entry. AM having a lot of issues. VXRT now at 2.93, was not able to hold a 3. TNXP also never broke above the 1.8. Markets still pulling back really aggressively. This is, I forgot how many big red days we've already had this week. Basically every day except yesterday was a big red day. Like a 3% red day, which is absurd. Hey, here we go with CBLI kind of pulling back here to 4.2. Potential big support in this area from daily. I wouldn't get an early entry on it, but if the price slows down, I would probably jump on CBLI. Super U, good job pointing this one out. This is really interesting setup. I think I'd probably be looking at VXRT otherwise. I do like how it's holding the low through the high 2s. It's always a good sign after it dips a whole number. I would not rush this entry with CBLI. I'd rather miss it than rush it. Heiko, that's some serious pressure. You know, I did have one trade today with AHPI, so. But you're actually the first person to do a super chat, if that's what it's called. I'm not even entirely sure. I'll have to get something with the $2. Appreciate it. It's kind of funny. I actually forgot about that, totally. Here we go, guys. CBLI pulling back a little bit. CBLI has been halted today, so something to consider. This pullback looks pretty healthy though. It's coming back to big support. It's not like AHPI that just kind of rips all over the place. Yeah, CODX is one of those penny stocks that makes you think like maybe I should just invest in penny stocks, and then the next 100 penny stocks that you invest in all go to reverse split and they keep going lower and lower into decimal places that never existed before. So CBLI dipped all the way down to 4.27. Pretty impressive little dip. I was kind of hoping that we would have a bit stronger dip, maybe into the teens, but I don't know if we're gonna get it. I'm not gonna jump on CBLI early though. A glass of wine. Berlin is cheap, but it's not that cheap. it'd be at least $2.50. I'm starting to feel the exhaustion coming on. I was just looking at the screen and everything just went like, and I was like, look at the time, it's close to 11. Not good. So I'm gonna watch CBLI a little bit longer. I'm still kind of watching VXRT. I like that it's holding 2.98, and I feel like if I miss a big rally, it's back above 3. Oh man, that one's pinching me a little bit, I gotta say. AIM dropped a little bit. Let's see, AIM, yeah, 1.69. Also a potential really good long entry. I don't think I've been this undecisive in my trading for, I don't know. For you guys, maybe it was like, Alex, you were indecisive yesterday. But I don't know, today I feel really indecisive. But I also feel a big sense of calm. Like I don't feel like a need to trade, which is nice. It's a good feeling. Still waiting for CBLI to pull back maybe one more time here. Again, I don't feel like there's a need to jump in with CBLI anytime early, so I'm just gonna kind of let it do its thing. Whew. Maybe do some stretches. Pulling back a little bit, back into the 20s. $27 now. Hey, thanks, Paul. That's really awesome. That's really, really kind of you. I appreciate it as well, man. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm learning just as much from you guys. There are some eager dip buyers on this one. So I guess I'm going to get my roommate and myself wasted off of that. No, just kidding. Although there's this really good little wine store close by that I even know the guy who owns it now. I go there so much. Here we go, guys. 4.22, pulling back a little bit. We might see an entry here. I want to see this dip below 4.2. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to get aggressive. Just had an entry at 415. Let's see what happens here. Maybe it was a little bit too soon of an entry. Big support though. I like that. 415. Trading thesis was that we're going to get a nice little bounce in this area, but it looks like I might have entered a little tad bit too early. It went all the way down to 405, so I risked about 10 cents so far. Still down on the day just a little bit. 415, still seeing some resistance. Back to 10 cents. 406. $401. 390. 397. Let's see what happens here. This is definitely probably going to be a losing trade. 394 is holding okay. Not too much selling volume. Got to just stay calm and collected. Let's see what happens. We're just about at my max stop loss. I want to see what kind of bounce we're going to get out of this one. All right, we are out of this position. Actually, no, we just took some risks off the table. We still have 200 shares long here, just watching it a little bit longer. First exit at 396. So we reduced our risk portfolio a little bit on this one. Not too bad. Looks like it's going to bounce a little bit here. Bounce is weak though. You know what I say about weak bounces? I don't like them at all. So it looks like we're going to wrap up today with a little bit of a red day. Totally fine. 390 getting chipped away again. I do not want this area to get chipped away. I'm probably going to get out of this trade any moment now. Based on the previous history on how this one moves though, I do feel fairly confident that we're going to get somewhat of a bounce. But I got to manage my risk no matter what. A little bit bounced back to the upside here, 407. So we definitely had a bit of an early entry on this one. I think that's pretty safe to say. Let's see what happens here. For kind of a weak bounce. I also kind of feel like TOS is a little bit laggy. I'm seeing different results on the order book than I'm seeing on the price, time, and sales, which makes me extremely uncomfortable. Let's see if we get a nice little move higher here. I don't like when these bounces are slow, so I think I'm going to get out on the next move here. Okay, well, that did not work at all. Selling volume picking up. Luckily, we were able to get out of most of this trade. Down $100. This looks like a bigger loser today. Kind of annoying. But we did reduce some of our exposure on this trade, which is good. IBO pulling back as well. Let's see what we get here. I got to get out of this trade as soon as possible. I do feel fairly okay in this position somehow, but let me see here. I got to focus. The only thing I could do now is kind of manage my risk, and I already took off part of this position. Okay, we're out of this trade at 63. I did not need to be in this trade any longer. Down $106 on this trade. We still have one more share size that we need to exit on. Well, now that we only have 100 shares left, I'm going to kind of watch it a little bit, see, just, watch and learn. Kind of annoying way to end the day. We avoided a lot of risk today. And then CBLI pulled back very aggressively. I don't oftentimes see pullbacks that are this aggressive. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Also, a little bit bigger position size, actually, for the first time. This one just didn't work out in our favor. The only thing I don't like about this trade is the fact that I did hold it probably a little bit too long. I should have probably got out right here when I was saying I don't like when I see small bounces. And then I sold, some of my position near the low here. So we just have a small position left. Looks like it's going to be a bigger red day, which is fine. We haven't had a big red day in a long time, so I feel fairly okay with that. Yeah. That's just how it happens sometimes. That's trading, so I can't really get too upset. I'm kind of surprised that this bounce is not happening. I think the bounce is waiting for me to get out of the trade. Here we go, some buyers coming in now. I'm not going to lie, it's pretty relaxing watching this after you're basically fully out of a position. There's not much more that can go wrong at this point. I'll just have to eat my loss for the day, and that's just how it goes. I don't feel bad about this trade. I do this type of trade all the time, and they typically work out. I have almost an 80% success ratio at the moment with these types of setups. So it's okay. I would have done this trade again. This is a very aggressive sell-off for sure. This would have been the trade actually right here on CBLI. We broke above VWAP. This is what I was waiting for on many other small caps. We had a nice break above VWAP with volume, slow pullback here, 4% pullback, and then we moved higher. This is the exact kind of setup I was looking at for all the other potential plays today. And we just didn't really get it. I was also looking at VXRT, but this one didn't do it either. Yeah, so that's just how it is. I think we lost about 8 to 9% on this one. Since we had a bigger position size, it's a little hard to say at the moment. So the loss is totally fine. All right, Keith, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again, Paul, for that little donation. I definitely appreciate it. Thanks, Cricket, for that comment. I'm going to get ready to wrap up here. We just have a small position left with CBLI. I'm just kind of watching it, seeing if I can learn anything. It looks like it's finally bouncing here, so probably for the next 5 to 10 minutes, it's going to pull back. I don't know what it's going to do after that. It hit big support. I don't know. Everything I was looking for this trade happened, so I don't really regret it. This time, it just didn't work out. Markets are pulling back as well. Yep. All right, Paul, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm just going to wait a little bit longer and probably end this. I'm just going to end this stream when I get out with CBLI so you guys can watch that in case you are interested. Otherwise, yeah, it was super good fun trading with you guys today. It was super hectic out there. I'm happy we didn't have any, crazy major loss. A loss like this is expected from time to time. Doesn't really bother me. So if you're new here and you like this content, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to come out with a recap video in a little bit. And in the recap video, I want to talk a little bit about holding overnight. I have a little bit planned there for that one. I think you guys will definitely like it. So good stuff ahead. CBLI bouncing. We were just a little too early on it. And that last exit was kind of annoying too, huh? We got out at 69, a little 4% we missed. I think I'm gonna get out the rest of my shares in a second here. No problem, Peter. I try to do what I can. All right. Well, I guess we sold too early on that last little bounce, huh? I should have sold way before then. I'm going to go ahead and get out my last position size right here. And we closed this trade. So $88 loss. I think that's about a, I don't know, 7% loss maybe. Not too bad, actually. It's a little above my max stop loss, but not too bad. I guess I should have stopped trading at 10:30, right? What do I say? Every time we get close to the 11, bad things happen. But this trade it wasn't at 11 yet. It was still at what, 10:47, and I felt pretty confident about it. So 10:50 maybe. So that's just how it is sometimes. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the live stream again. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you then tomorrow, and I'll see you for the recap video tonight. If you found this content interesting and you enjoyed being here, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I would love to see you again. Till tomorrow or till this evening, guys. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades, guys. Ciao, ciao.